Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the first morning ramble of the new decade and the new year for 2020. And we talked a little bit in the last morning ramble. I talked about rituals and end of year rituals and new year rituals. And one of the things that I've never been a big fan of resolutions, as in I am going to do this, because they always seem very willful and they always seem like a setup. Like, this is the year that my willpower is going to suddenly do whatever it is I keep telling myself I'm supposed to be doing, but at some level don't really want to do, which is why I need so much willpower to do it. Now, for me, I prefer themes and intentions. Now, what's the difference? Well, a theme is just a theme. A theme is just an idea. It's a year of living happily, a year of living dangerously, a year of this, a year of that. And an intention is something that you intend to do, and you may or may not. You're not going to force it to happen through the strength of your will, but it is what you intend. And for me this year, I had a couple of clear intentions and a clear theme. And I won't share them all, but one of my intentions for this year is to take ownership of my life. And what I mean by that is was a running joke for years in my business where people would hear me say, well, I mean, if it was my business, I'd do it this way, but other people seem to know what they're doing. And I would always defer to, not even common sense, I would defer to best practice. I would defer to what other people, my dogs are joining us. This is Lily kind of poking her head in. You can probably see Sergeant Pepper here somewhere. They're running around in the background. But at some point I started to actually run my business as if it was my business. And I still made mistakes, but they were my mistakes and I learned from them. And when I was sort of reviewing the year, I realized that I haven't done that with most of the rest of my life. Like, well, boy, if it was my body, how would I treat it? If it was my house, how would I care for it? If it was my thinking, what would I do with it? And so there's an intention around that, around sort of really just taking a fresh look and going, well, hey, what if I'm not as helpless as I think around these things? What if other people's best ideas didn't automatically make them better than what occurs to me, even if I don't have a track record in that particular area? Because that's how you develop a track record. You run around the track a few times. Now, the theme that I've gone with for this year is a year without fear. Now, those of you who know a bit about me know I am an eternal fraidy cat whose saving grace is that I just never take it that seriously. So I'm scared of everything, but I don't really let it stop me as much as you'd think being scared of things is supposed to stop people. And yet, there are all sorts of invisible barriers that I don't even notice that I'm up against because of fear. And when I say a year without fear, it's not that I actually think I will never feel fear this entire year. I am sure, I probably have felt it at least once this morning. I don't know. But it's without fear being significant. It's without fear being the constant background noise. It's without fear being the secret decision maker. There's a line I heard from Elizabeth Gilbert's book, Big Magic. And I don't actually know if I'm going to quote this directly. I don't remember if she was talking about fear. But when I thought about this, I thought of her line. And she said, fear's welcome to come on the road with me, but I'm not letting it drive. And I'm not even letting it decide what's on the radio. It can sit in the back and mind its own business. So for me, a year without fear is a year where if fear wants to come along for the ride, it can sit in the back. It doesn't get the radio, it doesn't get to navigate, and it certainly doesn't get to drive. And if you're interested in following along with that theme, I'm going to use the hashtag Year Without Fear for when one of these rambles is relevant to that. And you can use that same hashtag Year Without Fear for yours. But I'd love to hear, what are your intentions for the year ahead? And if you've got a theme or you want to make one up, what would your theme for the year ahead be? And you can put those in the comment section below. Have fun, learn heaps. Happy New Year. I'll talk to you soon.